Greetings, Key Issues friends. It has been a while since we have done unboxings. In fact, it's been so long that we decided to merge these unboxings into their own channel. We're calling that channel Key Items, and we are starting out Key Items by doing some Marvel Legends unboxings. Marvel Legends are my favorite line of action figures, and currently they just dropped a brand new wave that people are clamoring to get to, the Infinity War Wave 2 Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure wave. We are starting out today's reviews with this guy, Stormbreaker Thor. It doesn't say Stormbreaker, but this is being effectively referred to as Stormbreaker Thor in the Marvel Legends community because of the fact that he comes with said new hammer. A pretty sweet Cull Obsidian arm. So we're going to take a look at him today, but before we get him out of the box, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the packaging. Pretty standard. It looks exactly like the last wave. The colors are just a little bit different. You got Chris Hemsworth on both sides here. Nothing too crazy. And then in the back, you got your glamour shot, standard Marvel Legends fare. You got your various characters, Stormbreaker Thor, Black Widow, Ant-Man, Wasp, Malekith, and my personal, I think this might be one of my favorite characters in this wave, and that's Black Knight. I did not expect to really dig this character as much as I do in action figure form, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool that they made a new figure based out of him. And then over here you got your Build-A-Figure, which is, of course, Cull Obsidian, or as he's effectively known in the comic books, Black Dwarf. So let's get this guy up out of his package, and we'll take a look at him. Okay, unboxing has occurred, and we now have Thor out of his packaging. And I gotta say, the very first thing I'm noticing here is that this face sculpt is on point. A lot of times with Marvel Legends figures, you see some pretty terrible face paint jobs, but in the last couple years, they've really upped the game. The one exception for me recently has been the Captain America from the last Infinity Wave. Holy crap, that face was a nightmare. But this one looks pretty close to Chris Hemsworth, especially for it being a $20 figure. I mean, this is pretty much on point. You have his haircuts here, which is pretty cool, that he got during Thor Ragnarok. And, try to keep in mind that during Thor Ragnarok, it pretty much went directly into Infinity War for him. It was like a 45-minute lapse in time. So I like the face. It's articulate enough for me. I'm not one of those YouTubers that is going to rip the head off of this figure to show you the base of the skull and how it connects. You guys know how to do that. If you're watching this, you know how to do it. Deal with it. So overall, face looks pretty good. I am happy with it. All right, let's get to the next point. This is a part of the figure I really don't like. His arms are great. I mean, they look great. They're painted well. They look just like his movie counterpart. I especially like the forearm pieces here. The bracers look really awesome. The silver is great. It's articulate, I've barely messed with this, so the joints are a little stiff still. The wrist is fine. But the one problem I have, and I think it's going to be one of the bigger problems I have with this figure, these arms do not go out laterally. The dude, he's gonna have no delts, bro. You're not beach ready with these, man. You're gonna be looking real small on the beach. And believe me, dude, Valkyrie and the ladies, they like a guy with delts. And you got nothing right now. You're not working with anything here. I mean, if his arms can't go out, then a lot of Thor's motions, like coming down on the hammer here, like if I'm gonna hit you with a hammer, nobody goes directly down like that. Like his arms should be able to come out here and down. So we're kind of missing that functionality. But overall, the paint job is good. The arm functionality not being there, though, does kind of drive me nuts. It reminds me of, figures from the 90s and stuff. Like, I don't know why we lost those points of articulation here, but we did. All right, next up is his chest armor. His chest armor is great. The point in the center of his torso where it accounts for back bend and things like that, it works fine. I've messed with it a few times on and off camera already. It's okay. It functions well enough for me. And it does go side to side, which is weird considering they didn't give his arms the ability to do that. But we'll deal with that. Overall, I think this functionality looks pretty good. The armor looks freaking awesome. I don't remember in the movie if these were silver. If these little pieces here were silver, and these I can't imagine that they were, but I'll hit up some YouTube clips and figure out if those were silver. The cool thing about Thor's armor in the comic books, and I think if it would have had this, you know what? I do remember in the comic books these were like lighting up. So it would be cool to paint these, or at least maybe even have an effect that had lightning coming out of these too. That would have been cool. But you know what? That's something that you could probably do with a custom. I'm sure this figure probably won't keep its value for super long, even though it's only like the third or fourth different Thor movie figure that's out there. But I think you could probably get that, make it custom, and then use some of these effects, like the things that came with Stormbreaker. These little clear tree electric dealies to do that. So maybe that's a project for the future for this channel. That'd be pretty cool. Next up, you have his leggies and his boots. These are fine. Again, the dude is for a guy wearing, essentially leather pants. I mean, he's got that Freddie Mercury split going on. It looks pretty good. I like the pants. I think they look good. I think the whole articulation of this color works really well. The paint looks pretty much spot on across. It's done really well. I like the gold accent. I don't know if you can see this in here. I'm going to pull it a little closer, but the gold on the boots is fantastic. And I already messed with the feet a little here. The feet are some of the better feet in terms of articulation that I've seen. They swivel at the heel. I don't really like messing with them that much while I'm just doing a review, but they look pretty good. I enjoy them. All right, next up we have his cape. Pretty standard cape. I mean, there's nothing new here from what we see in other Marvel Legends. I mean, all the Marvel Legends capes are this rubbery material. It's all right. It's bendy. Nothing special. I mean, A for effort, I guess. But it does connect to the figure, which is awesome. I personally am one of those people. I just pose my action figures. I don't play with them. But it's nice to have this on here. It's nice to have it attached. It would be okay if it was able to come off. It might. No, it doesn't come off. So that's fine with me. I think that a lot of other characters that come with capes, the capes come off a little too easy and then they get messed up. So it's good for me to have them attached. I enjoy that. I like it better than if they were not attached. All right, let's take a look at Stormbreaker here. So this is Thor's hammer from the movie. It does not exactly look like its counterpart in the comic books, but it's pretty awesome. The handle is, of course, from Groot's arm when he grabs this to make it for Thor in the film. And then you have the blade and the hammer end here, which is pretty cool. And it comes with this lightning effect, which is removable if you want to take it off. I'm not going to take it off right now. You can. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's just take it off. So this is what it looks like without the lightning effect on there. I think I'm going to keep it on there. I think I'm going to put the lightning effect back on, and I actually usually do not keep this kind of stuff on my figures. I like to pose them a lot of times without these little effects, but I think that this one right now specifically looks really good. I'm going to have to slide it up a little bit for it to get into Thor's hand, but I think overall it looks really cool. I like these new lightning effects that they're including with the Thor figures. All right, so here's the fully assembled Thor figure. It's pretty good. I really wish those arms would move. And let me compare this for a second to a couple of the Thor figures I have, and I'll show you what I mean. So first we have the Thor from Thor the Dark World. As you can see, arms can move out laterally and up, which gives it a little bit better of a look when you're trying to pose it against somebody or try to make it look like he's hitting something. This coming down motion that this hammer has just isn't going to cut it, I think. I think that's one of the only parts of this figure I don't enjoy. Even if you look at this Thor from Thor Ragnarok, he has that ability as well. His arms move out. Both of these figures are okay. Overall, I think that the Thor with Stormbreaker is a much better looking figure. It's just lacking that feature, and that's such a bummer. They're all pretty much equal in height here, and then just for size comparison, we'll throw Thanos in there, and as you can see, he's a much bulkier figure. But overall, I think that this Stormbreaker figure is pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it probably about an 8. I'm going to chop a little bit of points down for the fact that you can't move those arms out there. That would be a really good feature to have on this figure. Other than that, I mean, I think it's a really good looking Thor figure. The head sculpt is great. The paint job is great. The paint job on the entire figure is awesome. So overall, really good figure. I would definitely recommend picking it up. I think that this is probably one of my my favorite figures out of the wave in terms of just sheer looks. So while this is a great figure, I would not recommend going out and rushing to get this thing. Don't pay $40, $50, or $60 for this. It's just not worth it. I mean, it is a great figure, don't get me wrong, but it's not worth those prices, especially when it will come down. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch this Marvel Legends review. We have a ton more coming, so please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're new to the Key Issues family, you already know the motto, but if you're not, we have a little saying around here, and it is comics over everything. Thank you guys again.